My name's Ann Rosen. I'm a photographer, artist, and educator. This project is called Being Seen. It is to bring agency through the creative arts to women from marginalized communities. In this case, we're working with a nonprofit, Housing Plus.
That's the umbrella of our program. We run a transitional housing program that's called Liberty House. And at Liberty House, we provide a housing first model. And what that says is that, housing is one of the most important pieces in order to bring the ladies that we service to stability. I think the art overall for the participants, it's really empowering for them. A lot of them, they don't speak about their feelings often, but then you see a lot of the emotion kind of pour through as they're writing their little blurbs or as they're doing their little color. And we don't realize how artistic and, in a sense, emotional some of them are. But then when you look at their artwork, when you look at their photographs or read their poetry pieces, you feel it. You don't only see it, but you definitely feel a lot of the emotion coming through.
I have had my own emotional struggles. When I went to graduate school, long time ago, my recovery from those struggles was graduate school, making art. That was my recovery. And I realize that when I go into the shelter or I come to Housing Plus, that there's only 6 degrees of separation between myself and the people I'm working with. And that I understand how important it is writing about your life and having your portrait taken in a very professional manner are ways to give that strength back.
Ann and I worked together at the Park Slope Women's Shelter. She did the photography and I did the writing. And we found out that there were a lot of projects that we could do together, and it worked.
Meds, sadness, darkness, night, sun, moon, and that's it.
You got it all too, Kat. You didn't leave it with just depression. Yeah, you had some real positive things in there too.
Absolutely.
Boom, spoon, kiss, slob, taunt, flaunt, kids, want, need, dependent, read, stop, run, bend, drugs, love, sex, kill, feel, lost, mind, torture, baby, sad, dad, beat, alcohol, fly, live, travel, disappear.
Whoa, baby. Whoa.
That was good.
Wow.
I work with veterans here at Housing Plus, but I do help with the day-to-day operations. So some of our veterans, they have been through the war, so they have like PTSD, anxiety, different disorders. But the art therapy, it really is therapeutic. It helps them a lot, and the artwork that they have done, the photography, even the creative writing is really amazing how they're able to use what they've been through and put it into art, put it into photography, put it into creative writing. And I mean, their work is absolutely phenomenal.
Moving for education, moving to Oklahoma, moving to Texas, moving to New York. I moved for a new beginning. I moved for a new start. I moved for love. Housing Plus helped me move, and now I'm tired of moving. Born in South Carolina, only child, parents divorced, moved in with mom, moved away from dad. So I want to stop. Am I going too slow or
No.
going too fast?
No, I think you're doing great.
Because you know what? I secretly be wanting to speed past that. But cause I started out with a 2-parent household. I bragged on that. I was like, y'all parents are divorced. I got both my parents around. But they really I don't know, they really touched me,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, you did that fine.
well, I'm glad. Because I'm saying a lot, but not saying like too much.
Yeah, and you're saying it. That's what one line autobiography is all about. You're saying it succinctly. You're squeezing it together.
Okay.
You're saying a lot in a few words.
Moved on to high school, on to the Army, moving to Texas, moving to New York. I moved for a new beginning. I moved for a new start. I moved for love. You know, Bill Clinton had the don't ask, don't tell. And so the Obama administration appealed it, and they let the LGBT community in. But I was the first transgender soldier. It was really difficult, you know, just having to not be recognized the way I would want to be recognized. I just wanted to be a female soldier. But I think they meant like, you gotta be all the way. I was really kind of putting my priorities into going out. And as a trans person, I really wanted to just look my best. My priorities all over the place, girl. I was getting a wig before I paid my rent. And it just got to the point where I don't think I could have maintained a household or income. And I think I really did have a problem. Like I really was drinking almost every day. And it was to the point where they were like, you have an initial shelter for you, but we think you need to go to like a MICA. I'm like, oh, let's get into that.
No, what's a MICA?
A MICA shelter is like, that's like for like substance abuse. Eventually, they reached out to a case manager, and my social worker had hit them up, and they got me some supportive housing. So I'm not at the Shepherd location. I got my own apartment. And they also assist with SSI. All these disability places are going to hit on this date. Did you pay your rent? And we have a portal for you. They email me. So I'm just like, okay, because, you know, that money will be gone.
Being a veteran, I enjoyed it. I was always a adventurous type, and my father was from World War II, you know, so I got enthused with military life, you know, and I wanted to join. So after I had my son, I decided to make that choice. No one really inquires about how the veteran life is, you know, unless you ask a veteran. Some of them say it was all right. Some of them are hooked on drugs, still homeless. A lot of them are drugs and homeless. And that was an issue when I got released from the military. It was a big issue because I got hurt in here. And they wasn't seeing female veterans at all. I mean, even the VA hospital, it took them a while to accept female veterans, you know. And being hurt in here didn't mean a damn thing to them. You know, so you got hurt, go to another hospital. But this is something that happened on your grounds. I have days where I can't even get out of bed. I got 90% of my body has metal implants. And when I go to sleep at night and I wake up, it settles. I can't move. I got to sit there, reach for my medications, right? Take that and let it work in my system if I can just sit up. I have sciatic lumbar nerve damage from backpacks and all that. Replacements from arthritis. This knee got blown off in the military when I was in here. So I am really in a lot of discomfort constantly, every day. So I stumbled across them by accident, which I'm glad I did. And I was glad to know that they service female veterans and their families. If you need a place to live, you have to do your footwork and find somewhere that sets for us female veterans. Housing Plus Solution is not a big corporation that you hear all over the place, but word of mouth, the people you may know, get involved. But they are nice set of folks. Yeah, they really are. And they damn sure work with the female veterans. They work with you, not against you.
I served for 5 years in the Marine Corps. I went on 2 deployments, one to Afghanistan. My whole experience in Afghanistan gave me a diagnosis of PTSD. I was stressed, anxious, depressed. I wasn't in a good place mentally. Life before Housing Plus was just really hard because I was living in a homeless shelter. having a nice, affordable, permanent housing just really helps you do so much more.
It was really easy once I actually saw Housing Plus and they were like, you have some sort of income with your GI Bill, because I was going to school for social work at that time. And they were just really helpful. Whereas other places in New York, they didn't really know what the GI Bill was. So even though I had this income, they weren't willing to rent out to me. But Housing Plus was just like, we count that as income and you're able to get your house, your apartment. And I was able to move in within like 3 months of working with them. Like, it was so quick. And because they knew my background in social work, they made sure to always well, Rita, she straight up asked me, she was like, do you want to be an executive director one day? I can be like your mentor. And they made sure like to always have me doing different events where I would be able to tell my story and inspire the women.
Some of the things that I've reached out to in the community and helped me with my mental health. So first, it's definitely Housing Plus. I've been here for 10 years. And it may take 10 years, but you can do it. 'Cause how I am now is not how I was when I first walked through the door. Jade and Joyce can definitely attest to that.
Afterwards, everybody was just like, oh my God, we love when you speak. It's so inspirational. Because I just make sure that I tell people you can do it. And that's why I love supporting Housing Plus, because they like to use me as an example of a person who goes to school and utilize services and give back to the community. Whereas other organizations, I think they make people who utilize their services seem like charity cases who don't have nothing else going on for themselves except for sucking up the services. And that's why when you hear about social services being utilized and you see a Black woman's face, people are able to saviorism thing, or they'll be antagonistic about it because they're thinking about a welfare queen in their mind. So I think the staff members of Housing Plus, they actually see me and they're like, oh, Shad, you got something going for yourself and we're going to help you. Let us know whatever you need. We got you. And I love that.
This program, it can be something even to the community, not just for Housing Plus. I think that this is something that everyone can benefit from. We all have a story. We all have been through something. And I think these kind of programs will really help us to make a better community, one moment at a time. Change is not done overnight, but it can be done. And I think these programs can really go far, in communities nationwide.
Tell me the importance of having this project and having these workshops.
The importance. People who are usually ignored by society, people who are pushed aside, people who aren't thought of get a chance to say who they are in pictures and in words and in artwork. Very meaningful, and especially in a place like this at 365 Shepherd Avenue, which is new and sparkling and beautiful and well equipped, to have a place that's so lovely, to say this is my home, this is a part of me, this is where I live.